headline, the top news flow at this hour, that's the India-New Zealand FTA. They've announced zero market access on 100% of India's export. And on the other side, India has offered tariff liberalization in at least 70% lines. That's covering 90% of New Zealand. So yes, that's the latest that we're picking up as far as India and New Zealand bilateral trade deal is concerned. Now, the FTA that includes services, computer-related professionals, audiovisual, telecommunication, all of these sectors are going to be included in the FTA. And an investment commitment of over $20 billion over a period of 15 years has also been made. Now, New Zealand, they have offered most favored nation status to India in 139 subsectors. Now, this boosts student mobility, professional pathways for both the countries. So, yes, a very positive development coming as far as the India-New Zealand FTA is concerned. There is also temporary employment visa that will be getting, work and holiday visas. About 5,000 professionals will be getting those visas. 5,000 of those holiday and tourism visas will be granted as well, alongside 1,000 visas for professionals will be granted. So yes, that's the latest that we are picking up as far as the New Zealand and India FTA is concerned. We also have comments coming in from the Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal on what to make of the New Zealand FTA. Let's take a look.
Friends, this is a free trade agreement with New Zealand, which is both comprehensive and forward-looking, reflecting the vision of our two leaders, Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Lakson, to elevate the relations to much higher strategic levels, much more comprehensively, which will not only include trade, education, R&D and innovation, services sector in a very big way, tourism, sports. It's a very multifarious engagement, particularly to benefit our farmers and dairy through technical collaboration, which will help them upgrade quality, productivity, and therefore the incomes of our farmers and dairy persons.
All right, so those are the comments coming from Piyush Goyal, but that India-New Zealand FTA that has been sealed, and Sumita is here to take us through all of the key takeaways. Sumita, over to you. That landmark deal has been signed and looks like many sectors, especially the agriculture sector, is going to benefit a lot from this latest FTA.
Absolutely. So as far as the agri sector is concerned, that is one of the sectors that's going to benefit as part of this historic FTA that has been signed with New Zealand. Remember, it was closed in a matter of just a couple of months, about 8 months or so, that the FTA has been sealed. We're given to understand from India's Commerce Secretary that the signing of the FTA could take 3 months, as the legal scrubbing of the document, the FTA document, is currently on. And remember, this is coming in just as last week India also signed its FTA with Oman. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal were in Oman to sign that agreement. And Minister Goyal also stated that this is historic in the sense that this is the third agreement that India has signed with Five Eyes countries, Five Eyes nations. Earlier, we have signed with Australia, then with the United Kingdom, and now with New Zealand. Minister Goyal also stated that India is keen on signing agreements, trade agreements with complementary economies and not those that are competing. Now, since you mentioned about the agri sector, let me also bring a point about the agri sector in the sense that India has protected its agri sector, dairy sector, and all that comes under the dairy sector, cheese, etc. And India is not going to make any amends to the sensitivities that are involved. And he stated that New Zealand understood India's sensitivities around agriculture. However, as part of the Agri-Pact that India has signed with New Zealand, what's interesting to note is that New Zealand will be bringing in technologies in the agri sector, and they will be re-exporting of India's dairy products into New Zealand. That's going to happen. Minister Goyal also stated that since there is a clause of New Zealand committing to $20 billion to be invested in India over the next 15 years, we will be looking at manufacturing sectors, for New Zealand to invest into manufacturing sectors, into labor-intensive and some of these electronics and electrical sectors. He mentioned all of that as well. And the near-term target for India is to raise trade with New Zealand to $5 billion. But let's also look at some of the key sectors that are going to benefit as far as this FTA is concerned. So agri, dairy, education, sports, goods, services, skilling, since visa requirements have also been tweaked. They have been eased for professionals going into New Zealand. Other than these sectors, the processed food sectors, engineering goods sectors,
Right.
that's also important. Most importantly,
Correct.
New Zealand is, of course, providing for zero duty market access for 100% of India's exports. And that really is the big win that India has scored with this one.
Absolutely. That is the big win for India as far as the FTA with New Zealand is concerned. Thank you so much, Samita, for taking us through all of those details. But time now to take you through